next half hour, I'll be reading from the April 16th issue of the Kenton Bee here on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. So the town of Tonawanda Supervisor Joseph Eminger will step down from his position sometime next month. The town board will then appoint the next supervisor who will serve in that title until the end of 2026. A special election for the office of supervisor will be held in November 2026 for the remainder of Supervisor Emingering's term, which expires at the end of 2027. Eminger stated that it was a personal decision to step down. I chose this time to step down because I want to give the voters their earliest opportunity to vote on my successor. If I waited a couple of months, they wouldn't get a chance to vote until next year. This is the best interest of the town that I'm doing it, and the timing is right so people can vote on my successor. He made the decision sometime in February. He stated that he feels satisfied with the condition he is leaving the town in. It's not like the barn is on fire. I'm leaving the successor with the golden opportunity with what we have done in the last 15 to 20 years and improve on that. I'm happy with that. I'm looking forward with having a long, happy retirement and watching the town I love prosper. New people on the town board will bring in fresh ideas, and that's important, said Eminger. At this time, the groundwork is all laid, including for all the work that is scheduled for next year. So all the work will get done, so it wouldn't make a difference if he left now or next year, he said. First elected as a town councilman in 2005, he was re-elected in 2009 and 2013 and was appointed by former supervisor Anthony Karuna to be his deputy supervisor in 2008. He was elected supervisor in 2015 and subsequently re-elected in 2019 and 2023 by wide margins. During his tenure as a supervisor, Eminger stated he is proud of many things accomplished in the town. The water and sewer infrastructure is very vital to every municipality, and its maintenance and improvements are very challenging because of the costs involved. We have spent tens of millions of dollars on our water and sewer infrastructure and have improved it so much over the years. The recreational facilities in the town were built in the 1950s and needed a facelift. The improvements to the rails to trails was a hallmark accomplishment during his tenure. The Paddock Park also saw improvements, including a state-of-the-art spray park, new pickleball courts, new ice arena, outdoor volleyball courts, and a rugby volleyball pitch. The former Lincoln Ice Arena was also converted into a multi-purpose athletic field house. We could do these improvements because we thought outside the box of non-conventional ways to increase revenue. We approached Paddock Chevrolet for that purpose in exchange for naming rights. That's how we were able to make the project happen. The most recent accomplishment, he stated, is the ambulance corps, which is the backbone of the town's emergency services. He noted that it is already a revenue generator, and these services are being offered without using taxpayer money. The inflation rate has gone up by 42% since 2012, said Eminger. My job is to keep the town affordable in terms of taxes. We've been able to keep the taxes under the tax cap in 12 of the 14 years that it has been in place, and I'm proud of that. Eminger stated that most of the accomplishments in the town weren't done in a vacuum. He said they were accomplished with the help of many people, including other town board members, department heads, town employees, and others who worked collaboratively to make things happen. This is the lesson moving forward, that we can accomplish a lot more working together. Erie County Legislator John Bargnesi said, I have been fortunate to know Supervisor Joe Eminger since we first served on the town board, then continued to work together when I moved to the Erie County Legislature. Supervisor Eminger has been as dedicated as anyone in his service to the town of Tonawanda, always aiming to make it a better place. He faced challenges head-on, working to move the community forward in the right direction. I told Supervisor Eminger in the highest regard as an honorable man who is true to his word. I want to thank him for his leadership and wish him the best in retirement. He's a graduate of Cardinal O'Hara High School and Canisius College. Among the honors he has received, the St. Joseph the Worker Award for his work at St. Amelia Parish in Tonawanda, the Frank E. Van Laer Award from the New York Water Environment Association for his contribution and commitment to environmental projects and initiatives, and he was inducted into the Cardinal O'Hara Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame. Eminger currently serves as treasurer of Catholic Charities of Buffalo and sits on their board of trustees. I've had the opportunity to know and work with Supervisor Joseph Eminger over the years, and I want to congratulate him on his service to the town of Tonawanda, said Senator Jeremy Zellner. From his time on the town board to serving as supervisor, Joe is led with a steady hand, a strong sense of responsibility, and a deep commitment to the people he represents. The town has faced major challenges, including the closure of Huntley, Tonawanda Coke, and Sumotomo. Through it all, he was focused on tackling each one, guiding the community through difficult moments with clarity and resolve. He worked to strengthen public safety, invest in community spaces, and keep the town moving forward. I thank him for his partnership and years of service, and I wish him and his family the very best in the next chapter. Eminger credited the love and support of his wife Colleen and other family members for helping him stay grounded and accomplish all that he did. He has 2 granddaughters, ages 7 and 8, and looks forward to spending more time with them and his family, as well as playing more golf and traveling in retirement. I have enjoyed every day that I have served as supervisor in the town. I never had a bad day coming to work, being a councilman or a supervisor. It's not hard if you enjoy doing the work that's required. I'm going to miss the people, but I'm not going to miss being on call 24/7 as the job demands. I can spend more time with my family, and that's enticing at this point in my life. In our next story, NT residents file class action lawsuit against DigiPower X. North Tonawanda residents Sharon Demers, Karen Hentz, and Mark Polito filed a class action lawsuit on April 6 against the Bitcoin mining company DigiPower X after enduring constant noise for roughly 4 years. The residents have been facing ongoing issues with the plant regarding noise and pollution issues and have taken several actions in the past in the hopes of getting some relief. Deborah Gondek, a resident of NT, stated that more than 300 NT residents signed petitions in February 2022 and May 2024, made a presentation to the Common Council to resolve high noise levels that exceed the maximum allowable as per the ordinance in May of 2024. The City of North Tonawanda conducted a formal noise study by a third-party expert in summer of 2025, and in the fall of 2025, several citations for noise violations were issued to DigiPower X. In addition to these actions, there were also several court proceedings. In November 2021, Gondek stated that DigiHost's, now DigiPower X, DEC air permit expired, but the plant continues to operate. The Public Service Commission stated Gondek approved the purchase of the Fortistar gas plant by DigiHost to power its on-site crypto mining machines 24/7, despite several concerns raised by the residents in public hearings. Last year, a New York State Supreme Court ruled that the Public Service Commission is now required to conduct a new climate analysis of the sale to ensure that it actually complies with our climate law. Until the new climate analysis is solidified, which we hope will require DigiHost to mitigate the emissions consequences of the Fortistar purchase, the crypto mining operation continues to emit hundreds of thousands of tons of greenhouse gases annually, said Gondek. Finally, after several noise citations were issued, no fines have been assessed. After waiting for more than 4 years, the residents filed a class action lawsuit against the plant hoping to get some relief. DigiPower is a cryptocurrency mining company and installed thousands of high processing and energy-intensive computers on the property to mine Bitcoin. Since at least September 2022, the plant's mining computers have operated and continue to operate nearly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the residents stated in the complaint. To cool the computers, massive industrial-grade fans run day and night without interruption, producing a loud droning and persistent noise, including low-frequency sound that manifests like vibrations, which can be heard by residents. These vibrations may be transmitted through building structures or the ground, depending on the scale and configuration of the facility, meaning it is possible to feel the noise from the facility even when you are not standing near it. This constant deep hum interferes with sleep, family life, and the general quiet enjoyment of homes across nearby neighborhoods. Pets exhibited signs of distress, and residents reported persistent anxiety and fatigue resulting from the continuous noise exposure, they stated in the complaint. The complaint cites that at a council meeting held on May 14, 2024, Alderman-at-Large Joseph Levy said, "I live almost 2 miles away, and it sounds like it's in my backyard. When I go outside to get a cup of coffee, to get some peace and quiet, you don't get that anymore." A resident said, "Upstairs in my plant-facing bedroom windows, the window-penetrating noise is just terrible. You can't sleep. On my backyard deck, noise bouncing off the homes behind me is also irritating, taking away the peacefulness of my own home." The complaint highlighted the harmful health effects caused by persistent noise. Unlike soothing tones played at a spa, the low-frequency infrasound woven into the soundtrack of horror movies to instill fear, tension, and stress in the audience. Long-term or repeated exposure to sounds above 85 dBA can cause tinnitus, hearing impairment, or hearing loss. The louder the sound, the less time it takes to damage hearing. Low-frequency noise can lead to increased annoyance, stress, reduced sleep quality, and secondary psychological harms such as anxiety and depression. Persistent noise can contribute to non-auditory health harms, including stress hormone, DYS regulation, impaired cognitive performance, and cardiovascular disease. It contributes to stress among various other health conditions. They accused DigiPower X of being negligent in exercising care in the design, construction, and operation of the facility so as not to inflict foreseeable harm to neighboring residents, and that they have breached their duty by misrepresenting to public officials and the community that no noise would be audible outside the facility. They have been in violation of the city noise ordinance and have done nothing about it, according to the complaint. The residents have demanded a trial by jury and sought injunctive relief for the damages. This lawsuit reflects long-standing concerns that have continued over time and have had a serious impact on our neighborhoods, concerns which the city has been working for years without its legal authority to address. We are actively working with the owner on mitigation measures, including new equipment options that will reduce impacts. As the lawsuit proceeds, our focus remains on restoring peace and quiet for nearby residents, said Mayor Austin Tylick. You're listening to a reading of articles and features from the Kenton Bee here on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Don't forget to download our free app for your smartphone in your app store, and you can listen to us whenever you want. Call up your podcasts. It's a great little app. Definitely grab it. Our next story, Amherst Middle School Orchestra Director receives a 2026 BPO ECMEA Award for Excellence in Music Education. Patrick O'Donnell, Orchestra Director at Amherst Middle School, a Kenmore resident, was recognized with a 2026 BPO ECMEA Award for Excellence in Music Education. Established by the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra in 1994 with the Erie County Music Educators Association, this award recognizes and honors music educators for their dedication and commitment to music education. The award will be presented in May as part of the BPO's Celebration of Music Education at Kleinhans Music Hall. O'Donnell received his Bachelor of Music degree in Music Education from the State University of New York at Fredonia and his Master of Arts in Community Music from the University of Limerick, Ireland. O'Donnell is currently the orchestra director at Amherst Middle School, where he directs the 6th grade orchestra, 7th and 8th grade orchestra, chamber orchestra, the ARCO, Amherst Rock Concert Orchestra, and teaches instrumental string lessons. Under his direction, his groups have performed at Hard Rock Cafe in Niagara Falls, New York, Independent Health YMCA for Cycle Live events at the Key Bank Center for the Buffalo Sabres, and at the AKG for the M&T First Friday events. O'Donnell has been honored to receive the Amherst Middle School Teacher of the Year Award. His orchestras have played at NYSSMA festivals, receiving gold and gold with distinction ratings. O'Donnell is an active member of Erie County Music Educators Association, known as the ECMEA, and the New York State School Music Association, known as NYSSMA. He is guest conducted for the Erie County Music Educators Association, all county orchestras at the elementary and junior high level, and the Niagara All-County Elementary Orchestra. This summer, he will be a faculty member at the annual Bravo International Chamber Music Workshop, where he will coach student musicians alongside members of the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra. O'Donnell performs with local community orchestras and is the cellist for the Refoundry String Quartet, which performs events regionally. He also performs on the fiddle for Irish and bluegrass groups, including guest appearances with McCarthyism, the Blue Velvet Band, and the Leroy Towns Band. His studio work includes cello and fiddle parts for a variety of musical groups. His recording sessions include the Canadian documentary series by Historica Canada, Think Like a Historian, as well as a piano and cello duet, Soul Concerto, for the Harmonic Egg. In addition to music and teaching, O'Donnell coaches modified cross country for Amherst Middle School, and he is the stage crew director for the middle school musical productions. He resides in Kenmore with his wife Emily and his 2 sons, Connor and Jack, and his daughter Anna. Our next article from the Ken Tom B. Joe DeSecco Memorial Foundation launches grants for businesses in Kenmore. The Joe DeSecco Memorial Foundation has launched a small business improvement grant honoring the legacy of Joe DeSecco and also his lasting impact on the community. DeSecco, who died in 2024, served as a trustee in the village of Kenmore, dedicating himself to the betterment of the community. Known for his presence at local events, his willingness to listen to neighbors, and his readiness to lend a helping hand, he played a meaningful role in enhancing the village's vitality. In recognition of his legacy and the many lives he impacted, the foundation was established to carry forward his commitment to giving back to the community he cherished. The Small Business Improvement Grant reflects that mission by supporting local businesses and strengthening Kenmore's commercial corridors. The program will award up to $10,000 to one eligible small business during the 2026 grant cycle, helping offset the cost of physical improvements that enhance operations, improve storefronts, and contribute to long-term economic sustainability. The eligibility requirements are as such: applicants must be for-profit small businesses located within the village of Kenmore, operating from a brick-and-mortar commercial location. Businesses must be in good standing with all village regulations and have been in operation in Kenmore for at least 2 years. Non-profit organizations, home-based businesses, and residential properties are not eligible. Eligible use of funds: grant funding may be used for permanent on-site improvements, including interior renovations and upgrades, exterior enhancements such as facades, signage, lighting, doors, and windows, accessibility improvements that are ADA related, fixed equipment and building fixtures, infrastructure upgrades that extend the life of the property, technology upgrades that are permanently installed or directly support on-site business operations. Funds may not be used for payroll, inventory, marketing, debt repayment, utilities, professional services, or expenses incurred prior to approval. Applications are now open and will be accepted through June 30th. All submissions will be reviewed following the deadline, with the selected recipient to be notified by July 31st. This is a reimbursement-based grant program. Awardees must complete their approved project and submit required documentation, including receipts, proof of payment, and photos, before funds are dispersed. Projects must be completed within 12 months of approval unless an extension is granted. Interested business owners are encouraged to apply and take advantage of this opportunity to invest in their operations and the future of Kenmore's business community. For more information and application materials, visit joedesecomemorialfoundation.com. Our next article, KVIS, announces 2026 Summer Children Concert Series. The Kenmore Village Improvement Society will host its annual Summer Children Concert Series from 6:15 to 7:15 p.m. on Tuesday evenings on the lawn of Kenmore Junior Senior High School at 155 Delaware Road in Kenmore. The free concert series offers families an opportunity to gather outdoors and enjoy live music in a relaxed community setting. This year's lineup includes July 14th, the Skiffle Minstrels, July 21st, Erie County Wind Ensemble, July 28th, the Buffalo Tango Orchestra, August 4th, the American Legion Band of the Tonawandas. The concert series is made possible through the support of sponsors and the efforts of KVIS volunteers and remains free and open to the public. The KVIS is a group of volunteers celebrating 18 years of serving the community. Membership to the KVIS is free and open to all people living anywhere who care about Kenmore. For more information, contact KVIS President Melissa Foster at mail@villageofkenmore.com. All right, let's take a look out of the past. 20 years ago, on April 12th, 2006, a convenience store clerk is recovering this week after being shot twice in a robbery. The theft took place April 5th at the corner store, 2815 Delaware Avenue at the corner of Euclid. Two black males believed to be in their late teens or early 20s entered the store around 10:30 p.m., produced a weapon, and demanded money from the clerk. The clerk, whose name has not been released by Kenmore police, cooperated fully with the assailants and did not resist handing over the money, according to the police report. One of the males then shot the clerk twice using a small caliber semi-automatic handgun. The clerk transported to Erie County Medical. A second employee in the store at the time of the robbery was not injured. The amount of money that the duo took when they fled the store is yet to be determined. A proposal in the town of Tonawanda has some board members asking, what is more important, revenue or the smiles of little children? An agenda item for Monday evening's Tonawanda Town Board meeting, which called for Phase 2 improvements to be made at Kenny Field, caused tempers to flare at the town's afternoon work session when Councilmember John Donnelly questioned the cost of the proposed improvements. Donnelly, who was trying to get a grasp on the numbers for new lighting and construction of a new refreshment stand, spurred a revenue versus recreation debate. 9 years ago, April 12, 2017, at Monday's Tonawanda Town Board meeting, the board created an abandoned properties task force to carry out the objectives of the Zombie Home program. Late last year, the board was awarded a $250,000 grant through the Attorney General's office through the Zombie program. The funds will address housing vacancy and blight by bolstering municipalities' capacity for housing code enforcement, for tracking and monitoring vacant properties, and for legal enforcement capacity to ensure that banks and mortgage companies comply with local and state law, according to the Attorney General's office. The goal is to identify the vacant properties and get them back on the tax rolls. Jim Hartz, Director of Community Development, said the task force will comprise individuals from the building department and code enforcement officers, in addition to technical support. He noted that they will plan on meeting monthly to discuss zombie properties in the area. St. Joe's baseball team won't be hurting for depth this season. The Marauders have a roster full of versatile and experienced players who are capable of playing multiple positions. I think we have 10 pitchers on the roster, St. Joe's coach Paul Naska said. We have extra depth in the infield and outfield. We created a situation where guys are flexible and multiple guys can play multiple positions. Depth will be something we can hopefully take advantage of when we're healthy. And 5 years ago, on April 14th, 2021, with the isolation and shutdowns that COVID-19 pandemic has caused, many summer activities are still being canceled, but a program in Tonawanda is available that offers a chance for kids to connect with each other in the community. The Tonawanda Youth Engaged in Service, called YES program, has been around since 1978 and has connected youth volunteers with community organizations in need of help. Student volunteers can choose different monthly projects to help serve the needy, elderly, children, and disabled within the community. Recreation Coordinator Nicole Fields said students participate in this program for a variety of reasons, such as earning hours or credits for school, use their time in a positive way, or because they want to help out in the community. We treat this program like a job to prepare students for future jobs, and because they are representing the town through the program, she said. To join, there is also an application and orientation process. The Lady Bulldogs girls varsity volleyball team scored wins against the Charter School for Applied Technology, Mount St. Mary Academy, and most recently North Tonawanda to get off to a 3-0 start to the season. Senior captains Haley Pizzelli and Gabrielle Sordetto led the Lady Bulldogs in their comeback wins versus North Tonawanda Friday, recording 13 and 12 kills respectively. The Lady Lumberjacks put East on its back foot with a 25-20 win in set number 1. That's what happened April 14th, 2021, 5 years ago. We'll note a bowling fundraiser to support local families and their pets will be held from 1 to 4 p.m. on Saturday, May 2nd at Manor Lanes at 150 Grand Island Boulevard in Tonawanda. Proceeds from this 4th annual bowling fundraiser will help provide assistance during difficult times with a focus on keeping pets and their owners together. Community members are invited to participate by bowling or attending for basket raffles, 50-50, and food. Organizers encourage residents to purchase tickets or make donations, noting that all contributions will directly benefit families in need. Tickets available online at https://givebutter.com/bowling-fundraiser. You've been listening to a reading of articles and features from the April 16th issue of the Kenton Bee. So we read from it every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Your reader has been Chuck Stevens. Thank you for listening.
Good morning. Welcome to another broadcast day on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, a private not-for-profit organization. Radio Reading volunteers broadcast daily readings of newspapers, magazines, and books to area blind or print handicapped persons who are provided reading radios. We broadcast in the sub-carrier signal of WNED-FM Radio Buffalo, and that is provided without charge with the Western New York Public Broadcasting Association. As always, please feel free to contact us with your comments, suggestions, or any questions you may have And please stay with us. Our Reading the Buffalo News is going to be coming up in just a moment.
The following program is intended for listeners who are blind, have low vision, or another